I'm Michelle, and that's the class. I'm backstage. And in case you aren't aware, even though I think you all are, what we did as a project this last semester is we studied the story of Job. We also studied various ways that drama and storytelling is used in the Bible, and the story of Job is one of those stories. And that story in particular has a lot of unique elements to it, and interesting questions that it poses, and interesting answers that it gives. And so we looked at, the class actually looked at other stories that reminded them of Job and things that it said. Job kind of comes at the worldly question of why do bad things happen to good people from a lot of different angles. All of his friends say all these different things, and then God steps in and says something, and it's fascinating. So we set about this project of writing our own sort of Job cycle, I guess. And it's been interesting. I can't say we will be doing it again next year this way. It's been a lot of fun. I think that everyone's learned something. I've learned something from stepping into the shoes of the characters that they've found and found ways to relate to them. So it's very interesting. But they've been doing a really good job of just a month ago. We were still blocking and stuff, and one scene was written like 2 weeks ago. So they're doing an excellent job, and I hope that you enjoy what they have today and enjoy the ways that they have grown and learned in the year, because they have. It's been a great class and done a good job. So, yay. Thank you for coming, parents. Just give me a minute to come back here.
Your Majesty. Where have you been? Oh, here and there, strolling around on the earth, checking things out.
Have you come across my friend Job on your travels?
Yeah, Job, I've seen around. What a perfect man.
Indeed. There's no one quite like him. Honest and true to his word. He's a righteous man, totally devoted to God and hating evil.
You believe his act? You really can get us all that out of the sheer goodness of his heart? You coddle him like a stupid house pet. You've given him everything he could ever ask for. Everything that idiot touches turns to gold. You've taken pains to have his family, his livestock, his servants, everything he has a hand in. He's untouchable under your care. He can't lose. Everyone thinks he's so great, but really, he's just a weak, self-righteous, blabbering baby.
Should I not bless a worthy man? A man who does everything I ask of him?
He's not worthy. Man will do anything to remain comfortable. He's playing you for a fool. Tell me this. If you were to take back everything you've ever given him, would he be the same man? Would he still follow you? He would curse you right to your face.
You want me to give you the power to destroy this man's lovely possessions?
I simply want to test him, to prove to you that he is wronging you.
Very well. Everything he has is in your power. But you are not to lay a finger on the man himself.
Wonderful.
Satan did take almost everything from Job. Job had set out for a normal day of tending his business when messengers began to arrive, telling horrific stories. A lone survivor came running to tell his field hands had been slaughtered and his donkeys stolen. A shepherd came saying that the sheep and the rest of the shepherds were struck by lightning and they were all fried to a crisp. Yet another came saying the camel drivers were massacred and his camels taken. The final messenger bore news of an even greater tragedy. Job's children were having one of their usual parties at the oldest son's place when a tornado swept the desert and struck the house. It collapsed on the young people and they died instantly. Job was devastated. All of a sudden, Satan had taken his wealth, his business, his family, and his household. Job shaved his head, tore his robe, covered himself in ashes, and fell to the ground to worship God. He shook and cried as he uttered a prayer. God gives, God takes, God's name be ever blessed. But not once through all this did Job sin. Not once did he blame God.
Oh, the usual. Strolling around on Earth, checking things out.
Have you noticed my friend Job? There's no one quite like him.
Yeah. Awesome, true to his word. Blameless, upright. Fears God, hates evil. Blah, blah, blah.
You've seen that he still maintains a firm grip on his integrity. You should have tricked me into destroying him, but it didn't work.
Yes, well, man would do anything to save his own life. What do you think would happen if you reached out and took away his health? He would definitely curse you, right to your face.
Prove yourself then. Strike Job at the flesh, though I do not believe he will give it as easily as you say.
Ha! Mark my words. As soon as I remove his health, he will fail.
Go, he is in your hands. But you must spare his life.
Satan immediately went to Job and infected him with painful sores. From the top of his head to the soles of his feet, Job was covered in oozing boils. He sat in the ashes as he scraped his wounds with a piece of broken pottery. But he still did not blame God. In her grief, his wife came to him and mocked him. After all this, Job, I see you're still holding on to your precious integrity. Let's just be done with it. Curse God and die. Job immediately fired back. Why are you talking like an empty-headed fool? We took the good days from God, didn't we? Why not take the bad days as well? Job's friends had heard about the news and traveled from their faraway places to comfort him and keep him company. When they got there, they hardly recognized him. But after 7 days and nights of grieving together, Job broke the silence and cursed the day he was born. This opened the floor to Job's friends, who had releasing the thoughts that had been cooking in their brains for some time. Each one tried his hand at explaining Job's situation and offering a solution. One told Job, I'm sorry, Job, but you reap what you sow. Obviously you did something to deserve this. Another friend told Job, God doesn't mess up. This all happens for a reason. Repent and move on. Job's friends were... They all prescribed repentance, and Job's friends had turned themselves into judge and jury. Then the youngest of the four had had enough. Why do you trivialize God? I've been silent, listening, but I can't keep this up. God is just and powerful. He could burn us all of us in an instant, but he doesn't. Who are we to prescribe his ways for us, give out his judgments, or judge God himself? Job's friends were turned against him, and Job had lost heart.
Have I done you wrong, Job? Who is this who muddles the truth with ignorant wine? Get yourself together and stand up. If you accuse me, then answer me. Have you seen the things I've created? You wanted to argue with me, so have at it. I'm here.
I am nothing. What can I say to you? I spoke once, yes, or twice, but I will not argue with you.
Get up. I will ask the questions, and you will answer. Will you condemn me so you can be right? Go ahead. Clothe yourself in majesty and dignity, glory and splendor. Cut proud people down to size. Punish the wicked and knock them down where they stand. Then I will acknowledge that you are right, that you can save yourself. Have you seen the things I've created? Do you possess even a piece of my power? Tell me this. What do I owe you? What have you given to me that I need to repay?
I know that you can do all things, and nobody can follow your plans. I said things I didn't understand, and what I knew of you was only hearsay. But now I see you, and I know. I am unworthy and I was wrong to question you, Lord. Forgive me.
I forgive you, Job. I'm incredibly angry at your three friends. They are ignorant as well, and will say anything about me. Give them the message to repent. If my servant Job will pray for them, I will hear his prayer, and not give them what they deserve.
God then blessed Job with 7 more sons and 3 more daughters. He also doubled the amount of sheep, oxen, camels, and donkeys. Job lived a long and happy life, and he died old and full of years.
Jenkins? Miss Jenkins? Jenkins!
Yes, sir?
Oh, there you are.
My apologies. What can I do for you?
Will you please retrieve me an envelope? I'm nearly finished with the last bit of this letter and I must send it off right away. And will you please retrieve me the file for the Heraldings case?
Yes, of course, sir.
Thank you. Oh, Miss Jenkins, I nearly forgot. Will you get me the hotel for the address in England? My family should be arriving today, and I would like to send them a telegram before I leave. The girls are afraid I would have to work all through vacation. I must tell them I'm delayed no longer and will soon be joining them.
Of course, sir.
Thank you, my dear. You've been most helpful. While I'm gone, you'll be sure to retrieve the mail
Of course.
and catch any client questions or concerns.
Yes.
And do telegram me if anything comes up. I'll be sure to check in with the hotel daily for any messages. If heralding... Oh, that must be him now.
I'll see him in. There's a telegram for you, Mr. Spafford. From England.
Telegram?
Mr. Spafford, it's from your wife.
Save one. Ship son. Awaiting here. Last night has been the longest of my life. Are you well?
No, I'm not. I can't stop seeing their faces when I close my eyes. I haven't sleeping.
Nor have I. Who are you staying with?
Mrs. Peabody took me in, a friend of Mr. Moody's. Oh, Horatio, I felt so alone. Janetta, Bessie, Margaret, and my Annie. It's too quiet without them.
Have they been found?
No, they don't expect to.
And how did you get anything to take their place?
Sorry, Ray. I tried.
Gosh, I know you did.
Can we go somewhere to sit?
Happened?
Boat shook. There was a sickening scream. After that, I'm not sure. It all come to once.
Were you on deck when the ship crashed?
No, we were below deck. The girls had wanted to see what it was like inside the ship. We were in the cabin in their head. All I can remember was everyone was running. Margaret Lee was petrified. They were all so terrified. We had to evacuate. I haven't lived in 1 second, then they were gone. Forgive me, Horatio. I did everything I could to save them. Everyone was running. I held on so tight, but the ship pitched. I'm so sorry.
I should have been there. I should have been with you. We passed by the shipwreck on the way here.
Sorry.
No, it was healing. I was angry. I hated the water. I hated the vastness of the sky. And I hated God for taking my girls. I was alone on deck bargaining with the Lord, accusing him of murder. Then a warm wind came surrounding me, caressing my soul. The water transformed from a murky tomb to a sparkling blue playground. It became hard to believe anything bad had passed there. I saw them in my mind's eye, and I knew.
We will see them again?
We will.
Ray, I'm not where you are. Why didn't God take me instead? Why take anyone at all?
I wrote a song while I was on the ship.
Can you hear it?
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul.
Now starting in 9 minutes and 45 seconds. 40 seconds. 35 seconds. Dork. See, I knew you could talk. I just want to say, welcome to our fair school. I'm Dinah.
Sarah.
I know, I've heard Mr. Dawkins call your name. Sarah's a nice name, very biblical. You know, like Abram and Sarah. Abram was the founder of all religions, and Sarah was his wife. And Dinah, that's me, she was the daughter of Jacob and Leah, and they were descended from Abram and Sarah, so with our names, you're like my long ago mother. No, wait, I'm just kidding. I'm not even religious.
What do you want?
Well, I just wanted to, you know.
No, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I just wanted to say hi.
Why?
Because I wanted to.
Please.
Because you look so sad.
What do you mean?
Well, everyone else, they walk around all happy or trying to look real fierce, but you just kind of look sad.
Well, I'm not sad, okay? So mind your own business.
Sorry. So, if you're like not sad, then maybe we can hang out sometime. What? I'm like the official greeter at the school. It's my job to hang out with non-sad girls and make sure they stay non-sad.
You're crazy.
Yeah, well so?
It's hard.
What is?
Being new.
Tell me about it. I tried out for the swim team, and like every other girl on the team had been on the team for like a whole year, and they knew each other, and they had nicknames for each other, and they knew everything there was to know about each other. I quit after about 2 weeks. So, where'd you come from? You just moved here?
No, we've always lived here.
Then how come you're new?
I was in boarding school.
Awesome! I've heard boarding schools are super cool, not having to deal with your parents. Yeah.
It's not that great.
Was it co-ed?
No, all girls. Run by nuns.
So, why did you stay? I mean, were you kicked out?
My dad said he'd come home. No big deal.
What did you do?
My parents sent me to boarding school because my mom was sick for a couple years and didn't want me to have to deal with it. And then she died. My dad wanted me to come home, okay?
I didn't know.
No.
Well, I'm sorry, I guess. How are you doing?
It's okay.
Hey, maybe we'll go to the movies sometime.
You don't have to pity me because my mom died.
I'm not pitying you. I just said that we could go to a movie or something.
That's exactly why I don't talk to people. Because whenever I talk to people, they ask me questions and I give them answers and they always throw me these pity bombs.
I'm not throwing you a pity bomb. What's a pity bomb? That's a stupid word. I just asked you to a movie. That's all.
It's not a stupid word. And why would you invite me to a movie 2 seconds after I told you my mom was dead?
Because sometimes it's good to go to a movie or something when stuff happens, so you don't think about it for a while.
Oh, thank you, Miss Expert. Are you a psychiatrist now?
I didn't say I was an expert. And what do you mean by psychiatrist?
I don't need to see a shrink. I can deal with things just fine.
Yeah.
Everyone always thinks something like this makes you like fragile or something.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, right.
No, seriously, I know how you feel.
You know how I feel? Dork.
My dad was killed in Afghanistan. He was killed 7 months ago by a bomb. It happened the day before my birthday. He already sent me a card. I got it the day they sent his body home. He sent me 1,000 Afghani bill in the card. That's Afghanistan money. It was only worth about $10. He said he'd get me a better gift when he got home.
Are you making this up?
No.
Because if you're making this up, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you.
I swear I'm not making this up.
I'm sorry about your dad.
It's okay. My mom still has the blanket paper. She keeps it in her bedroom.
Huh.
Yeah. The only bad part is when she cries. I don't know what to do.
Try passing your dad's bedroom and hearing him cry.
Wow.
Yeah. If you say anything, he says, I wasn't crying. It must have been the TV. Creeps me out.
Oof. I definitely heard my mom crying at the dining room table. Majorly creepy. Hey, maybe we can get your dad and my mom to go on a date. Then they could be together.
What?
Wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, they're both lonely and they both cry. They could cry together. And then maybe they get married.
What?
Wouldn't that be awesome?
No, that would not be awesome. That would be stupid. That would be terrible. If your mom married my dad, then we'd be like real sisters.
Well, I guess.
We should just start as friends. We go see a movie this Saturday. I gotta go to class.
What did you say? Hold on! Wait! Hold on, wait!
And the final story is the story of Boethius. He is a philosopher from about the Roman times. He actually wrote a book when he was in prison, where he, I think I'll just see the rest, but it was based off of a true story.
Boethius.
Philo.
What are you writing there, and why are you upset?
As if you haven't heard. I stood against the corruption of Rome and have been accused of treason. I did the right thing. I saved the Senate, and the Senate itself turned on me, rewarding me with this cell and a death sentence. I had everything before. Reputation, influence, friends, luxuries. Where do you come to me now? Not in the study behind the stained glass window where you taught me in literature, but here in a cold cell with me on the inside of the bars.
Let me see what you wrote there. What demon did you to write this? What caused you to be accompanied by poetry of self-pity? It's sweet poison, flavorsome, but it will only throw you deeper into misery. Are you not the man I taught? Are you not the man who I armed in philosophy to keep your strength unimpaired? You threw it away. What say you? Speak.
philosophy could I possibly write to get me out of this mess? The philosophy of injustice? There's nothing.
Boethius, I might help you if I may.
Release me?
Free, it's not that kind of help. I lack any powers still necessary. I mean to free your mind, so you might find happiness in this fortune.
I don't know anything but I can be happy about at this moment, except for your friendly visit.
May I help you?
If you can, try to enlighten me.
Before I'm able to help you, Boethius, you must help me to understand more precisely how you're told by these misfortunes. Like a doctor, I must know what sickens you before I'm able to perform a cure.
Why is it so easy for evil men to walk all over good people? Why can terrible people go on in life unpunished for terrible actions? Why is it that good men can be unjustly accused and punished for something they haven't actually done? It's painfully apparent to me that justice in the world is turned on its head. Righteous men come out on top. Wicked men come out on top, standing with their feet on the necks of those trying to do some good. How can this be true while men like me are so easily stripped of everything we have?
It seems to me the greatest source for your sickness, therefore the cause for unhappiness, is that you hold materialistic matters too high in your mind.
Materialistic matters? I hardly think friends and freedom are materialistic matters.
Tell me, Boethius, was there ever a time during your fortune that you were not fraught with anxiety of something being wrong?
Well, I can hardly remember a time when there wasn't something I felt was wrong.
No man who has been blessed by fortune, no matter the amount, has ever been truly happy. The tyrant and slave who's on wicked lusts and uprising fears. The rich man fears he might be robbed of his money, yet the man with nary a penny may will still happily long by a highwayman.
And yet the man with nary a penny concerns himself with how to obtain one. Your point?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Boethius, but there is nothing in this world that fortune can bring to make man truly, entirely thorough happy.
I thought you were giving me a reason to be happy.
Bear with me. Answer me. Is there not anything in this universe that can bring absolute happiness to man?
Anything that comes to mind is immediately struck down by the fact that it can be disintegrated. Said even the universe itself will come to an eventual end.
In spite of everything the universe has to offer, men have a constant burning desire to be happy. Nothing they pursue within it quenches their thirst. Tell me if you disagree.
Then I do have to agree. Nothing in the universe can bring man true happiness.
It then follows if there is something to quench this thirst, it must not exist within the universe.
I follow.
Just as there is a thing to quench every other desire man has, for example his thirst, hunger, and need for sleep, let's assume that such thing to quench this thirst for happiness exists.
Alright.
So the thing that will quench man's thirst for happiness lies outside the universe. Hold on to this for a moment in time. Is happiness inherently good?
I believe true happiness would be.
Now tell me, what good things do you know that exist outside the universe?
You leave me with nothing other than God.
So nothing within the universe can bring man happiness. The only thing that can bring him happiness lies outside the universe. That thing is God.
So far, that's what we come to.
Using this new piece of information, I must now show you, if you haven't guessed it already, that wickedness is weak.
I still don't see how that can be true. The strength of wicked men is painstakingly apparent to me. They're not limited to virtuous actions. They lie, cheat, murder, steal, among other vicious things, and somehow they're still allowed to sit in places of luxury and high authority.
Would you call men strong for achieving what he strives for?
Yes, and wicked men get everything they strive for, which is why I call them strong.
They get God,
They don't seek God.
but they seek absolute happiness.
I see all men do.
Since all men seek happiness, and the only way to achieve that is through God, then really, what all men truly seek is God. Tell me, Boethius, as we have also established, and all the things wicked men do, are they not for him an attempt to make themselves happy?
Of course they are. Everything done in wickedness is done for some twisted pleasure.
Yet no matter what they do, their wickedness will never bring them to absolute happiness, because the road to God is traveled by virtue, and no wicked man will get there. Wickedness is weak, and promises are lies.
So evil appears strong, but in the end it gets you nowhere. I still don't see why bad things can happen to good people. Why are men like me, why doesn't God just protect us from everything?
Have you ever met a child whose parents sheltered from every danger imaginable and let it have everything it wished for?
Yes, it was terrifying.
And magically protecting good men from all harm and loss. Their corrupt nature would spoil them. They would never be humbled or reminded of their need for God. Bad fortune is what strengthens men in virtue. Good fortune has a place for good too, but too much for people of wickedness. Of course, some men let the bad fortune beat them, but there will be no good men in light of their corrupt nature if there is not such thing as bad fortune.
So life is full of hardships, but all for the purpose of good.
Now you see how your musings can help you? Enough of that pathetic dribble you call poetry. How's your mind?
Clear. I think I understand now. Thank you, Father.
I may not be able to break you out of prison, but I can break you out confined to your own mind.
Well, what's next?
A death sentence, I should think.
I expect.
The rest is up to you.
Ha ha ha.